Hello, good morning. I am going to present a new video in series of evaluation of symptoms, part 8. The more the disease goes away from functional sphere, the more the subjective symptoms shaded off from the surface and the more would be the evidence of sign. The more the disease goes away from the functional sphere, the more the subjective symptoms shaded off from the surface and the more should be the evidence of sign. The more the symptoms, the more it is within the scope of homeopathy and vice versa. Alternating symptoms are highly valuable, even more valuable than the keynote symptoms. Alternating symptoms are highly valuable, even more valuable than the keynote symptom. Example: prolapse of uterus on alternate day, medicine illumina. Leukorrhea alternates with gout. Leukorrhea alternates with gout, iodum. Chest pain alternate with the pain in stomach, medicine causticum. So this is the example of alternating symptoms are highly valuable, even more valuable than the keynote symptoms. It is law of similia which can only cure a disease permanently provided the matching of drug image is perfect to a higher degree. During the period of appearance of complete symptoms, when a patient is kept under allopathic treatment, then the completeness of symptoms would be distorted. During the period of appearance of complete symptom, when the patient is kept under allopathic treatment, then the completeness of symptom would be distorted. We never found complete symptoms or appearance or picture of complete symptoms in the patient who taken allopathic treatment. During distortion, it is sensation which is the first to be the distorted. Example: a case of chronic headache previously presented with pulsating sensation is manifesting now no such characteristic sensation as the patient had been taking the analgesic regularly. The patient now cannot explain the nature of pain specifically. Sensation in the most which is voiced by a patient or explained by patient or narrated by patient, it is disturbed and changed only when interfered with continuous suppressive treatment or when the disease is at its way of progress. Sensation in true sense is the symptoms of a condition, and it is the modality which individualizes the symptoms to mark its rank in the valuation of symptoms. Example: fullness of abdomen at the site of food, sulfur. Kent Repertory, page number 549. Modality is the next to be affected. The positiveness of the modality either to time, situation, circumstances, environment and food habits, etc. are to be recorded. The distinctiveness of the modality had to undergo a sea change and gradually When the disease develops to the extent of producing organic pathology, then the modalities strictly pertaining to the disease are flourished up on to the surface. In case of chronic cervical spondylitis, there is pain aggravated by cold, morning, winter season, lying on soft bed, which is the disease symptoms. Before the evidence of spondylitis, the pain had a characteristic modality of amelioration during evening and during movement, which later was completely changed and disappeared, and finally the disease modalities are only evident. These disease modalities have nothing to do with a homeopathic prescription. The last affected is the location. In a long course of treatment other than homeopathic or in a long course of suppression, either the disease will occupy a more anatomical status in the original place or will travel to another causally related organ. Example: a case of chronic hyperacidity has been put under suppressive type of treatment by taking antacid regularly. In this case, the first disorder took place in the chemistry by causing an imbalance in the acid pepsin secretion and gastric mucosal resistance, and then it alters the pathology and lastly settle down in a weak spot in the pepsin secreted area known then as peptic ulcer. A case of chronic eczema after a continuous use of local applications and constant exposure to infection had caused nephritis or bronchial asthma. Here the locally of the disease had shifted to a place or organ of another system. It proves that the discharges from the eruption were the causally related with body reaction against the infection. Physiologically, the body was releasing the inside toxin out of the body through natural outlets, and that too through a very less important organ. In suppression, the channel of progress is shifted from less vital site to more vital sites, where, as in palliation, the channel of progress remains unchanged with no suspension of influx in both the cases. Palliation is merely a temporary cut-down process of the unendurable conditions. The more confusing a symptoms, the more valuable it is from homeopathic standpoint. Example: throat pain better by swallowing solid foods is a confusing symptom. It is not common, hence it a striking keynote of Ignatia and Lachesis. The chief complaint of the patient lend no support in a homeopathic prescribing. These less valuable in a repertorial analysis, such as simply headache, pain abdomen, etc. The auxiliary or associated symptoms are of high importance in the evaluation of symptoms. These symptoms lend their solitary support in the selection of medicine. For example, a case of menopausal syndrome was cured by Lachesis, which are selected on the basis of an auxiliary symptoms that is not capable of bearing tight bandage either around the neck or around the waist. The more flushing and intensifying a symptoms, the more sensitiveness of the patient it shows. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe. In the next video, we continue part 9 of evaluation of symptoms. Thank you.